Hi, this video diary entry is from Birmingham. I came for a hackathon. The main focus of the hackathon, I guess, to sum it up, is surrounding the issue of osteoporosis. Osteo means English for bone, and porosis is Greek root word for porosity. Osteoporosis is a debilitating condition which makes one a lot more fragile and frail to bone fractures, and this is a condition that is progressively prevalent in those over the age of 50, 60, and more so prevalent in women than men. And even within women, Asian and Caucasian women are most prone or predisposed to getting this. And it's also accentuated by many factors, one being age, postmenopause, lifestyle choices, excessive drinking and smoking, genetic predisposition, and corticosteroids. If you've used steroids which could have been prescribed to you for sundry medical reasons and conditions such as asthma and such. So today we had lots of people come in to Birmingham from all parts of the UK, mostly London, Coventry, other parts. Excuse me. So my group was comprised of women, all women. I was the only guy, and for the first time, I felt like it wasn't difficult, but certainly it was polarizing in that they had their own equation, or they were all SMEs, and they had more to say on that. I didn't quite ascertain whether it was hard for me to put in a point because they were all SMEs, and one of them was a patient suffering from osteoporosis, whether it was because they were all SMEs or whether there was a gender note to it. And if there was a gender note to it, I was trying to extend that into empathizing with women, how difficult it would be for them to make their voice heard, to make themselves heard in a male-dominated world. In to the best of my knowledge, most of the organizations are polarized in terms of gender skewing the roles and positions held. Male-dominated society, male-dominated organization, male-dominated workplace. How difficult it would be for them if what I experienced today was on account of a gender bonding, and so it got me to thinking about that, and thought about you too, and I thought about, who I'm talking about. It was strange for me because nothing ever sprung up from my side. I was, as always, wishing you a good morning, giving you messages, and wishing you well. And then it seemed to me that this artificial flavor was somehow initiated and started by you, because you started to talk like you wouldn't, or it was more empty. The way your responses were more empty, and but surprisingly, you felt that coming from me, that my greetings and wishes were more vacuous, whereas I felt that it felt more devoid of space and vacuous from your side. Not complaining, just reflecting. It was strange that you said it's too hard for you, you can't do it anymore, and you wouldn't do that. So I'm still left in a corner as to what the plan of action should be, because it's causing you distress, where it's giving rise to, it's shaping a situation that you aren't that it's shaping a situation, these interactions and exchanges, that you do not enjoy. So it's constructing the space and situation in which you do not like being. Well, obviously you would want it to be natural, organic. So you have your reasons for not liking the space or the situation, but the nature of our exchanges have created this situation, correct? So my immediate concern was the plan of action. Is what I meant was, should we stop this exchange then? This vacuous or meaningless or less than likable exchange, because you don't seem to fully enjoy it and like it. And then should we just relegate talking and updating each other or corresponding with each other over text to the weekends? Because I could do that. I don't, but I'm making an effort to wish you a good morning or to talk a little bit here and there instead of completely cutting off communications, because I know you enjoy it. Keeping aside what I would do, would not do. First and foremost, I want to do as much as I can to give you what you want, to make you happy. And this is my response. This is me reacting to that cue. This is me behaving in tandem to that cue, or in a response. It's cueing that behavior in me. It's cueing this action in me. The fact that I realize you like a sort of a thing, I'm bringing myself to do it, but it's acting opposite to it's supposed to, I guess. And yesterday I didn't do a comprehensive video entry. I thought I'd do it today, and I'm going to do it today just so that there's no backlog. I want to. I was very exhausted, very tired yesterday, so I'm going to do it today. I was listening to Lana Del Rey and the Sad Girl song, and it's another one, and then I just kept imagining a video narrative. Lots of times it was shuffled. The protagonist or the person in the video was being shuffled from you and Lana, and there's this thing, I don't quite know how to qualify it. It's sort of a thing where I don't know whether to call it chills. Would it be the right thing? I don't know if I've ever had chills, because instinctively what I associate with the word chills is a cold, icy feeling, but I don't think chills is a literal meaning of cold and chilly. So chills, I'm just saying, using this as a placeholder term now. So from time to time, certain situations, certain things, certain aspects, certain feelings, or certain permeating situations, should I call it situations, circumstances, give me these chills. They run down through my spine. They start here, they go down, they run down to my spine, they go to the back of my elbow, sometimes to the legs, and I'm calling them chills. What should let's coin a word. I'm going to call it pulses, like strong pulses, pulsatings. No, not pulsatings, a pulsating feeling. How do I call it? How do I make it more elegant sounding? I can create a word. I'm just going to vomit the words that are coming to my brain right now. One, for some strange reason, solenoid, resistor, cable, discharge, solenoid, discharge. I'll just call it discharges or electric discharges. Yeah. So these firings, these electric discharges are solenoidal waves. Let me call it that. You can't attach a little solenoidal waves. I know it's got something to do with electronic components, or this is not what that means, but I just want to call it the solenoidal wave. So these solenoidal waves go through the back of my head, sometimes over, and I like those feelings. And typically, situations or circumstances that engender these solenoidal waves are when I'm extremely moved by a certain thing, when I'm extremely sad, extremely jubilant or elated. I'm maybe nervous or frenetic energy, you could say that, but something that moves me from the core. Yeah, and yesterday when I was listening to Alana, those two songs that I sent you, I was getting these solenoidal pulsations, these pulsating solenoidal discharges, and I was imagining, like I said, it was shuffling between you and yeah, I kept imagining you, and then I kept placing you and imagining the video narrative, the direction, the cuts, and what you would be doing as I kept listening to the song. And then it came to a point where I love these solenoidal discharges when they happen to me. And I got to a point where I was listening to that song, imagining you painting a narrative behind you, and then I got to a point where I think I was able to induce these waves. I always liked these discharges, and I loved them. And yesterday was the first time I was able to consciously enable it. I love that. I love that feeling, and you were a part of it without realizing. And one more thing, I'm extremely, very, 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 very proud of you. You're very talented, you're very smart, you're very intellectual. I've always told you that, and to hear that, the senior management of such a thriving and excellent company also thinks that you're very, very extremely qualified, and they like how you performed in all of those tests and these rounds, which would be, I have no doubts about it, no reservations that it was tremendously intimidating or hard, but you performed. You've done very well. I wouldn't imagine you to do any less, and I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. Felt very happy, and makes me happy that things are gaining traction on your end. For a few seconds, random thoughts. When that was happening, you told me that yesterday, and then you told me today that things are not working for you. I just imagined exhausting futures, right? Why imagine this future where you just were fed up of me, fed up of this whole thing because it wasn't working out for you. You got a great job, and then you decided to just end things with me. That was an future. That was a future I exhausted. So hopefully, if you look back at my previous videos, that's the future I've exhausted. That doesn't necessarily have to come in. It doesn't have to find its place in reality, because that's the future I exhausted. Random thought. I just thought you offered this excellent position, super high pay, which you will be, I'm sure. And then you can refer back to this video, because I will eventually tell you about these video entries, and I will point you to this day in this hotel in Birmingham where I am essentially codifying and then preserving this in a digital trail format that I can't tamper with because of the date tags assigned to this video. You can see I'm telling you today you are going to get a job, a very, very, very good offer from the company you're interviewing. I'm not going to say the name. You're going to get an excellent offer. People are going to love you. You will get an attractive pay, a package. You're going to make a lot of people proud. You have already made us proud. You've already made a lot of people proud. And this will just further capture how smart, how talented, how capable you are. You shouldn't have had to do this for us to realize that. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm saying this will just further go on to prove and squash any other doubts, should there be any, to begin with. So on this date, I'm predicting, I have a good feeling, you're going to get the job. You're going to get the offer. Yeah? Just, I need to be wary of the future I exhausted. I mean, you're gonna get a great job. You're gonna do what you love doing. You want to do. Shaping digital strategy. Very attractive package. I'm hoping it doesn't come to a point where you have everything you need. You don't need me, and then you just think, I hope you don't think to yourself that
everything on one end is beautiful in terms of the job you want to do, the position, the salary, the whole thing. So I hope it doesn't get to a point where you think that is enough. You don't need anything less than that, because that's going to establish the standard of what good looks like. That would be your heaven scenario, to have all that. So this can't find a place in that, right? So I hope I'm just not dropped because you have everything good. I know, I just hope, I know you won't do that. It eventually gets to you. I guess things get to everyone eventually, and if this is something that's going to get to you, I hope it doesn't. Well, can't really work on changing
that any more than we are doing already. I hope it doesn't come to a point in time where you think to yourself, you have everything as you imagined things to be in the heaven scenario, accepting this. So if you're offered a promise or a prospect to remedy this, so you're going to have everything, and also prospectively have this with someone else, and then it would be natural for you to think that this should be cut off as a useless appendage. It's not serving any purpose. Hope it doesn't get to that, but yeah, you're right. See you tomorrow.